All right, guys, Tony here. Okay, Tony here. Let me know that you can see the screen and you can hear me. And then I know that we can carry on and get started. Okay, great. Okay, so thank you, Kerry, Rick, Christine, and Glenn as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some 5 strategies, but not all today in this webinar. Okay, we're going to do 5 different strategies for YouTube organic traffic. Okay, starting with one of my sort of core strategies that I've been using for the past few years, but I've updated it, and it's kept evolving, kept getting better. Small tweaks, small additions, and small sort of optimizations that have been happening along the way. And I'm going to give you a live demonstration of that, which hopefully is going to open your eyes and make you see the possibilities by the end of this webinar. I'm hoping by the end of this webinar, you will know how to optimize your YouTube video in a way that you might not have been doing before. And when I'm going to show you the live proof here of what can happen if you do what I show you and you understand why we're doing this. Okay, it's really important you understand why we're doing this, because it's part of a bigger picture. Then things will start to fall into place with your understanding of how we can do YouTube SEO in 2022. Okay, so let's just get started. I'll keep this as quick as I can, but on point as I can, so that we can get through it, because there's going to be some point in there I'm going to have to repeat some parts. Okay, now we're going to focus on something I call easy words. Okay, this is a new term for an old strategy that I've been using in the past sort of 2 or 3 years. Okay, so easy words are basically words that we can rank for very, very easily for a YouTube video. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and show you proof of that. Okay, so these easy words, what we're going to do, we're going to use them so that we can increase engagement signals with these easy words, or in other words, easy to rank keywords. Okay, and what that's going to do is going to trigger some algorithms to get us some natural CTR, to get us some natural retention, to get us some natural initial audience for our videos. Okay, and what I mean by natural is organic. Okay, we can use tools like VidAttack Alpha, we can use tools like SERP, but we can also get real traffic, natural traffic from inside YouTube itself. Okay, and when you start to rank as well in Google, etc., then we get it from there as well. So we're using these easy words so that we can trigger some algorithms to get some natural engagement signals, CTR, etc. And we need to use both the CTR and bulk retention views. Okay, so I'm going to show you how all that works. Right now, so let me just come into this video over here. And this video is one I put up a few days ago. Okay, now I want to show you, I want to take you through a little exercise. This is a very, very simple exercise, but it's important that you understand exactly what we're doing here. Okay, you might have seen something like this before, but stick with me. Even if you have, just stick with me. Okay, and by the time we get through this, I'm hoping that you will have a very, very, very clear way of understanding how this works and how to apply it yourself as early as today. Okay, so this is pretty powerful stuff. If I can get this thing back up here. Okay, so I've gone through here. You can see I've done my title in here. Now I've just taken a title that was already here. And this video was not really done for me to get rankings. I wasn't thinking about rankings so much with this when I put it up, but I'm going to show you some demonstration of how we can use it anyway. So what you can see is we've got our headline in here. Okay, in this headline in here, I keep forgetting I can keep that on the top, or like that green, and it will stay on the top. Okay, so in this headline in here, you can see I've got multiple different keywords within the headline. Okay, now watch this. You can see I've got the word YouTube and SEO, and I've got the word 2022. Okay, YouTube SEO 2022. Let's take that keyword, YouTube SEO 2022. I'm just going to move that across over here. Now if I scroll down and I come in here, I'm going to actually take all of these off. Let's take all of these off. Let's do this one at a time. You can see this in real time, how this works. And it makes it a little bit more fun. It makes it a little bit more exciting as well, even for me. Okay. Just delete some of these. I should have done this before, actually. I didn't think about that. never mind. Just bear with me a second. As I get rid of these, we're going to put them back in one after another. And what we're doing is we're taking keywords that are within the title. Okay, we're taking exact keywords that are within the title. So what was it? I found YouTube SEO 2022. Okay, YouTube SEO 2022. It's in the title. Come down here, and you can see YouTube SEO 2022. Now, if I click on Save here, it should bring up another one, a green one. I've got two different Chrome extensions working here. One is from Keywords Everywhere, one is from vidIQ, and I think I've got one from TubeBuddy as well, so we should see different color in here, like a green one. Maybe it will pop up in a second, but you can see it's ranking anyway. When you've got a number there, it's ranking anyway. Right, now next one. I've already written them out to save some time. We've got YouTube SEO strategies 2022. Now I've done strategy here. I'll take it anyway, because we should be able to see that Google understands, the context of strategy and strategies. Okay, so let's come back into my tags area, if I can find the damn thing. Better look at it. I've got so many of these Chrome extension things, I can't even find a real one. Okay, written here. Okay, you can see it's ranking. Okay, again, I'm going to save this in a few minutes, and we should see some green one as well. Now we can boost these rankings. These are not like number 1, number 2 kind of thing, but I'm trying to show you the strategy, how it works. It's easy to boost that. I'll explain to you how to boost it as well. Next one, I'll take YouTube SEO strategies. It might not be ranking, but it's here. Okay, we'll put it in anyway. And let's scroll down. I think I'm going to keep it just here, guys, and I'll just pull over from that. I can't find the damn thing when I'm looking for it here. I've got so many Chrome extensions attached. That one is not. Okay, the next one is going to be YouTube traffic strategies. Let's see if that is there. Again, these are taken from the title. And most of these, we should start to see some rankings because it's taken from the title. YouTube SEO and traffic strategies. Now you're probably thinking there's not a huge amount of traffic probably in these. You're probably right for some of them. Okay, YouTube SEO traffic and strategy, as in not strategies, but strategy. Okay, you might find some rankings for these. Okay, but this is hugely important. Once you grasp this, what we're doing, why we're doing this, it's huge, absolutely huge. Changes everything that you understand about this kind of stuff. Okay, YouTube, you can see again. It's a bit more competitive one. You get it? I thought we were going to get that one. Anyway, I've got some other ones as well that I put in. The description, and I'm expecting some of these will rank as well because they're in the description. We'll see. Maybe not all of them, but some of them will. We'll see as we go along. Yeah, I'll take some words from description. I'll just put them in here. And I'm going to give you a description template that you can use as well. I found one that you can steal from somebody who I trust very, very much when he's doing that kind of stuff. A guy called Brian Dean. I've actually got the link I can give you straight after I finish this sort of demonstration. And you can see that we're getting rankings for most of these, okay? I'll just put some incidental ones in here as well because I'm kind of curious. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Okay, so you've seen enough of this, you can see how this works. These are all within the title, or at least in the context of strategy or strategies, it's pretty much within the title. I'm just going to save this and I'm going to refresh it. I'm going to refresh this page because there should be a second green color. Yeah, see the green one has come now. Right, so you can see all of those keywords are within the title, even though it's not exact match. They're kind of either phrase match or broad match, okay? They're in the title. Every single one of them, every single one of these has got rankings, except for this one, SEO for 2022. That's disappointing. Let's see if it's got YouTube SEO 2022. Oh, we've already done that one. All right, okay, so you can see most of that is there, right? Now, why do we need this? What's good about it? Well, if you're using tools like RankAttack Alpha, which is why I created the RankAttack SEO strategy, or SEPAttack, then it can give us a massive advantage because what we can do is we can cherry pick these keywords so that we can do some high retention CTR views. Okay, this is basically the core of the RankAttack SEO strategy. So when we are using the software, we're using a software, or we can use some crowdsourcing from SERPattack, where we can cherry pick these keywords, find out what exactly we're ranking for, okay? And we can get some CTR clicks from the search engines, okay? And we know that we're ranking for them. That means we're increasing the natural CTR. Remember I said that? We're going to trigger algorithms for the natural CTR, okay? Trigger the algorithms. What this is doing is it's kind of sending engagement signals. Like Google saying, this video is getting CTR clicks for these different keywords. Even though they're not very, very competitive keywords, some of them, it's still CTR clicks, it's still engagement signals. It's still people clicking from the search results into the video with a high retention view, okay? Now, when you do that, then you're going to start to see that your video starts to rank higher and higher, okay? But these are the easy words, okay? That's why we're using them to trigger these natural algorithms, right? But if you want, from that point forward, to go after after the shorter tail keywords, the more competitive keywords, like you see in the SEO for 2022, for example, I would need to put on top of that some bulk retention views. And again, you can do that with VidAttack Alpha, you can do that with SERPattack, okay? Now, when you're using that kind of strategy and you're bulking up, where you're not just using the CTR, what we're doing is we're bulking up the retention. And the way we're bulking up the retention, it's basically increasing the watch time, it's increasing the retention time, and we have one more thing that we need to do. That one more thing we need to do is we need to increase the session time, and we do that by clicking and viewing the end screen videos. Okay, so we have that kind of system built. We've got it right now within the SERPattack. Okay, so if I go over into app.serpattack.com, okay, if you've got VidAttack Alpha, you can do this as well. You can do this exactly the same way. Okay, and what I want to do is, if anybody here who does not have SERPattack, I want to give you 100 credits that you can just go and try this with the CTR clicks. Just use it for the CTR clicks, okay, and you'll see how this works. And even just 100 is plenty for a single video for doing this. Okay, so what we can do is we can come into a project. Okay, so say for example, I want to come in here and I want to go into edit project in here. Okay, in fact, let's start a new one from scratch. Let's take this video URL. That's just wrong URL. Let me get the right URL here. Copy the link. Okay, so I'm going to create a new project. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to give project a name. I'm going to put my let me just do that here. And put my project name, something that's only for me, really to remember. Okay, now what I want to do for this is CTR views. Now I want to take those keywords, those exact keywords that we found that we were ranking for. Okay. And these are the easy words, the words that we know that we can get rankings for, that we've already got rankings for. There's probably more here, but I'll just leave it at this for now. Increase the view count, I'm going to put in here 100. Okay, and I'm going to choose initially for YouTube, and later what I want to do, in fact, let's make this about 50, just to get those CTR clicks. And I'm going to use just YouTube. Later what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce Google. If we're going to make this work to rank for these keywords, we can do it within YouTube, but if we want to do the proper RankAttack SEO strategy, which is we're going to have one link in the description, that one link is going to start to rank for these keywords as well. Okay, so we're actually going to use YouTube video views to rank a web page because of the YouTube video views getting CTR clicks. Okay, no backlinks or anything like that to that web page. The only thing that we're doing for that web page is putting its link within the YouTube description. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to send this off to get 50 views. Now, I haven't been in the SERPattack group for 3 or 4 days. I've been doing some intensive course stuff for the traffic sculpting stuff, so I've not even had time to look in there. So I'm guessing there's some people already using some content within, they're using the tool. Now, what I want to do ideally is to watch some end screen videos. So if I come over here, I just need to make sure I've got some end screen video on here. Let me just double check that before I start. End screen, click on that, and let's see. Yeah, I've got some end screen video here, so I can discard it. I can actually add another one, but I'm just going to leave it as it is, okay? And what we want to do is we want to make sure we get some end screen videos. Now, we can go into deeper strategies, which I will do as we go through this sort of course where we're doing these YouTube traffic hacks, where we will do stuff like series of videos where we're watching the end screen of each of these videos, and we can set that up within here. You can see we can go into like play end screen videos and how deep it should go. You can see here, if I've got 5 videos and 5 of them have got end screens, I can set the tool to watch the next video from the end screen, and then the end screen video for that one, then the end screen video for that one, the end screen video for that one. Why? Because it increases the session time, it increases the watch time. It's what they call earned views, okay? And it gives us that massive advantage. Nobody else has got tools that are doing this kind of thing that I know of, because they're probably not always aware of the strategy opportunities that are there. Everybody thinks like the whole thing is about CTR manipulation. Well, it's not. It's not. That's not even scratching the surface. Not even close. Okay. What I've just shown you there with that little demo, with those keywords within the title, I don't know anybody else is teaching it. We stumbled upon this from doing this for the last 7 years. We've been doing this. We stumbled upon that kind of thing, and it's kind of expanded upon. And I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm just trying to explain to you. Now that we know that that works, then that's where we can kick off with the CTR. Okay, we can kick off with the CTR. Don't believe people are saying it's all about CTR manipulation, because they don't know what they don't know. If you know how this works and you can use those easy words to kick off this CTR manipulation stuff, as they like to call it, then what we want to do as well, we want to do the bulk views as well, so that we can have the retention building up, we can have the session time building up, we can have the earned views building up, we can have the overall watch time building up. This triggers other algorithms. Now, CTR is great for search, but search is not where the big amounts of traffic are within YouTube, even though YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Most traffic for the top YouTubers is not coming from YouTube search. It is not coming from YouTube search. Yet it's the second largest search engine in the world. So where's it coming from? It's coming from other algorithms for suggested video. And the more you can get your video suggested, and the more that your engagement signals stand up, the more it gets shared. So Google might say, or YouTube might say, I'm going to show this as a suggested video to 500,000 people, for example. I don't know how it works. I'm just giving you an example, okay? So they show to 500,000 people, and you got some good CTR from the actual suggested video. People are looking at your thumbnail thinking that looks interesting, I'm going to watch. Plus you put it together with some retention time, your overall watch time starts increasing the more they show it to more people. Then this is where the top YouTubers are getting most of the traffic. It's not coming from YouTube search. So CTR manipulation, as they're calling it, is missing the bigger picture completely. It's bypassing the bigger picture. It's not about that. Okay, when we started to do this strategy, we thought the limitations were that you could only get rankings, and they're probably there right now. This is where they are probably at right now, I'm guessing, okay? They think that only the keywords that you do the CTR clicks for, say for example, my keyword is how to rank on Google. If that was a keyword I was getting found for in the search engine and getting the CTR click, they think that's all you can do. It's got to be that exact keyword. Okay, I've just shown you it doesn't. Okay, I'm just showing you that it doesn't need to be like that. You can do this if you just optimize your title the way I showed you. Okay, you can do this with organic. That video there has got no CTR clicks, by the way. It's ranking for those keywords. It's got no CTR clicks yet, as far as like running SERP attack or vid attack. It just ranked immediately for those keywords. Okay, you saw that in real time. That is without any backlinks, without anything. Okay, now if we apply that strategy to this, where we are getting not just the CTR, but we're getting that natural CTR, then we bulk it with the retention views, then the more competitive keywords we will start to rank for. Okay, why is it happening like that? Because the engagement signals are coming in, the CTR clicks are coming in from the easy words, but the real power is when you start to get the real traffic coming in. The real traffic coming in we can mimic with the bulk retention views. Okay, this is why it's so important. Anybody who's seen the offer that I put out for SERPATAC in the past week, you're probably looking at that and thinking, why is he giving away so much credits? Why are you saying in your headline for your email that you have enough CTR credits to last a lifetime? Why would you do that? Well, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, basically because I know what works. Okay, what you need to do is you need to get those bulk retention views as well as those CTR. And I've just showed you the quick and easiest, simplest way to get the quick CTR, where you can do it for a range of different keywords that you can rank for easily, that you can get your content found for. Otherwise, what you need to do if you're looking for those keywords, the sort of bigger keywords that you want to rank for, it's going to take you some time. You might have to wait until you get rankings until you can do the CTR, or you might have to take your whole title and put that in with inverted commas so that you can find yourself. It doesn't have to be like that. Okay, these people don't know what they don't know. Use this strategy, even if you're not using for VidAttack or SERPATAC or anything else, but I'm going to give you 100 SERPATAC credits just for being on the webinar, okay? And it's only for the webinar attendees. Anybody else watching this later? Well, you'll get that opportunity later. I'm going to give some ways that you can earn 100 credits, okay, if you're going to do some social sharing and stuff like that. So as we build up SERPATAC, we can get more people in. And my goals for SERPATAC is really that we will have enough people in that we can start to use the home IP features. Okay, we've got home IP features built in, or at least we have started to do that. We've got some basics there, but we can improve on that. We can increase it. But the thing with this, if we start to do this with just, you know, those initial views for those easy keywords, then you can see how powerful this gets. Okay, you can see how powerful this gets because we're already taking what's ranking and we are amplifying it with what Google's looking for, what the algorithms are looking for. What are they looking for the watch time? They're looking for not just retention time, they're looking for the watch time. They're looking for the session time as well. It's really hugely important. And those earn clicks with the end screen videos, well, they work like gangbusters. What we can do here, we can set the retention rate. So how much of the video to watch? Well, you can do like 65 to 100%. That will work perfectly fine for a longer video. I think this one was like a webinar length. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, I'll leave it maybe even 65 to 90%. It's okay. It's natural. It's really unnatural to have like 100%, especially in a longer video. Okay, and what I want to do as well, I want to get through it quickly. Now, at the moment, we don't have a 0.5 option here, but if I wanted to run this overnight, I might want to put like 0.5%. Why? Because it's longer time spent. Remember the overall watch time? Well, they actually count in the minutes and the seconds, okay? So you can actually put it at 0.5, or we'll get that put in this week at 0.5. So if you want to do that, then you can. The only thing I would say, if you're going to use a tool like SERPATAC like this, then what you want to do is put it onto a computer where you can turn off the volume, because it will play the first couple of seconds of video when it starts to play. Or just, you know, if you've got it on your main computer, then just run it like nighttime or something like that, okay? We can enable drip feeds and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave that as it is, okay? And I'm not even going to make the web the browser visible. And all I would do now is I would just click on here to save. Okay, just click on here to save, and that will be sent out to anybody who has got their desktop open, who's part of the group, okay, for that particular campaign. Now, to put it as part of the group, I need to click on the view. And when I click on the view, what I'm going to do is I can click on here to share to a group. Okay, and I'm just going to put it into, let's see, we have to put it into the CTR booster group in here. Put it into the CTR booster group, we'll get 50 views. Okay, that will go, whoever has the desktop still open, who's part of that group, they will start to view that. Okay, they will start to view that. And that will get me some CTR clicks. Now, the advantage of using the groups, and the reason why we built SERPATAC is so that we could improve what we had with VidAttack Alpha, because with VidAttack Alpha, all we could do was views with the proxies that we had for ourselves. So we're using proxies at the moment. So if I got 25 squid proxies, the maximum I can do is like 2 views per proxy, and that's me pushing it. Okay, but if I've got 10 people and we're all sharing each other's views, doing each other's views, and they all got 25 proxies, and there's 10 people, then that 50 views becomes 500, potentially. Okay, so you can see how that can work. That gives us the opportunity that we don't want to just do CTR clicks. In fact, you're probably better to do the CTR clicks yourself before you even put it in the group, and then put it in a bulk retention. Say, like, give me 1,000 views, or give me 500 views. Okay, so that way it works much, much better. So that's basically what I wanted to cover today. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to sort of cover for this. Now, there's some rules that can make things a lot easier, can make things a lot better. So if you want to rank in Google, for example, you need to get CTR clicks in Google. I've had people before saying it doesn't work. I've done these views on YouTube, and I say, how many views have you done on Google? You need to do some views on Google, and oftentimes they haven't even done the Google views. So they're expecting to rank in Google without doing Google CTR and Google from the Google search engines, whether it's coming from the Universal or from the YouTube video, the Google video search. It will help enormously if they do CTR clicks from the Google search engine. Okay, and the headline optimization, I've just given you a demonstration of that. There's nothing hard there, really nothing hard there at all. And you can put in some competitive keywords, and you can expect, that you're giving yourself both the best chance of achieving some rankings, and that you will start to get found in the search engines. And how long you stay there is really dependent on your content. Okay, because we can manipulate all we like. I can go and do like 5,000 views. If it's a keyword that has got like, 18,000 views in a month, then, when the real traffic comes, if my content is not standing up, not in comparison to the competition, it's going to drop. So this is the limitations that we got, is that it's not, just for any piece of content to rank and keep ranking. You can, the software can do so much, but your content has to stand up. Your content has to stand up for itself. It has to at least compare in quality for when the real traffic signals actually kick in. We can manipulate so much. The bulk views with the CTR. And if you put one link in the description, you can change this later after you get rankings as well. We tested that too. Where you put one link in description, you will start to see that link moves up. What happens when it moves up, that link, whatever that web page was, whether it's a Chrome extension page, or whether it's a landing page, whether it's a sales page, whether it's a blog post, what happens then is the real traffic comes. And as long as you've got reasonable CTR and you've got reasonable engagement signals, you've got reasonable dwell time on your blog, for example, it should be minimum 2 minutes that people spend on your blog. That's on average on any blog page. So if you're going to tell the software, for example, go and do 50 blog browsing views. When you're doing the blog browsing views, I want you to visit 4 pages on my website. Then you need to set in the settings and secretary, you need to tell it, well, go and do, let's come back in, I'll show you how that works. It's easier. If I come in here and I'm choosing here for the blog browser, what would happen is you're going to be choosing how many. So if I put in here, we want to do 50 different views, it's going to ask us number of pages to browse. Okay, so I can say like browse 4 pages, and the amount of time to spend. Well, if I'm doing 4 pages, I need to do minimum 8 minutes. Minimum 8 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes per page on average. And that's what you need if you want to do that. So I'm just going to cancel out of there before I do something and make a mistake and confuse the software. But basically, that's how we can use this, and that's how we can really take advantage. And it's such a simple strategy, and nobody else is really teaching this kind of stuff right now. So take advantage of it, because the less people know about this stuff, the more advantage you've got. Okay, simple as that. And it's super simple. Even if you're not using the video tag, even if you're not using the separate tag, I've just shown you that you can get rankings for those kind of keywords, which will increase the CTR. It will increase the CTR. Let me just come back in here. I just want to check something. If I come down, and you can see this little vidIQ icon here. If I click on that, for each keyword, It's going to tell you the search volume for that keyword. You can see 12,236. Okay, let's click out of there. Let's go to the next one. Let's see, YouTube SEO strategies. Click on that. You can see 3,488. Now, I'm not sure where they're getting their numbers from. I'm guessing that they're just taking an average from the suggested video as well as the search. This keyword tool from vidIQ is not based on Google kind of keyword tool numbers. It's based on what it says from inside YouTube, and they're very, very good at what they do. So I'm guessing that they are, you know, they're quite accurate with what they're doing. Okay, let's see what else we got. Got YouTube SEO strategies. We've already done that one, didn't we? Oh, YouTube traffic strategies. Okay. And again, 3,032. So you can see there's volume there, and it might not come right away. And if you don't see it coming right away, then you need to go and do some best practices. Let's come back over here. You want to do things like add timestamps. Okay, adding timestamps can help you to rank in both Google and YouTube. Okay, in YouTube, they start to put some timestamps in there automatically if you want them to, but that doesn't affect Google search. Okay, for Google search, you want to use timestamps, and you can make it really easy if you know before you record your video what your video is going to be about and where your timestamp should be. Okay, so for example, if I'm doing top 5 SEO strategies for 2022, okay, and what I'm going to do within that video is I'm going to speak SEO strategy number 1 or SEO tip number 1. I'm going to use a specific word like strategy or tip where I can easily find that segment of the video. Okay, so later when I go to look for it, it's easy for me to find, so I can have tip number 1, tip number 2, etc. And it's easy for me to find it, and then we can find the exact part of where we are, where that part of the video is, so we can get the time and all that kind of stuff. So we have a timestamps tool, and it's part of TubeKit, and we were selling it separately as well. I don't have a link or anything like that, but I'm guessing most of you guys have got it. If you've got TubeKit, you've probably got it as well. And what we can do here, here's something interesting about this, is when you start to do your timestamps, if I just come back up to the description up here. Now, I don't have any timestamp in this description. I was not doing this to get ranking, so it was actually just a replay put up quickly. But you need to start with 0.00, okay, and you have to do like intro, okay? And then we can go into the next part where we do 3.42 or something, and then we can put in that first section or whatever that is. Now, what's important to understand here is whatever we put in here, it can show up in the search engines. It can show up like a title in the search engines, just this one part. Okay, and you can do this as many times as you want. You can have 5 different subheadlines with where your timestamps are, and you want to make it keyword rich. So if my video is about SEO strategy, CTR clicks, something like that. I don't know what it would be. It'd be something, I would write it much, much better than that. But if I wanted to make sure that's what I was ranking for, I'm going to make sure I got that within that part of the title. I might do something like 3 tips for increasing your CTR clicks or something like that. Okay, I might have something like that. And then I might do the next one. It would be 4.45, for example, if that's where it was. And I might have another keyword, and the other keyword might be my top SEO tip for 2022, something like that. And so I've got my, SEO for 2022 in here. Again, it doesn't have to be exact match. It doesn't have to be, but you can see how it works out. You can see how this affects, these titles affect it. And these are kind of like subheadlines. These are kind of like mini titles. And by adding those in there, gives you a massive opportunity. Okay, let me just show you something very quickly as well, something I found interesting the other day. Let's go into the KGR keyword tool. It's a little tip that could be quite useful. My YouTube, other tools, key suggest. Just notice something in this tool. It's a free tool that you can use. I'll give you the link in a second when I get the proper link here. It's called keysuggest.io. Okay, go to keysuggest.io. Now, if I put in here SEO for 2022, I'll do the search. Okay, it's saying there's no traffic. When we come down here to the bottom, it's doing some calculations. It's not the fastest tool, but it's actually a very, very useful tool. It's something I just picked up on the other day. I just noticed it by accident. And it kind of stood out, and I thought, I wonder if, I'll show you what I was wondering about in a second when this finishes, when it's done. But it's going to give about 10 different keywords with some data for them. And I was wondering why those 10 different keywords. Why did you choose those 10 different keywords? And I think what they're doing is they're basically trying to get people to buy their KGR credits over here. Okay, so I tested it. And I don't know why this is taking so long to load. It's not my tool, it's somebody else's tool. But I tested it, I'll just show you the results. I got something like 10 different keywords you can see here. And from those 10 different keywords, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are green in here. And the second one, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are green. And plus you've got some white ones where you would probably be able to add them in. Now what you can do then is you can take those kind of keywords and you can put it into your description as well. And those can start ranking you for those kind of keywords as well. You can start to rank just from having them in the description. This is quite a tool for doing, quite a good tool for doing that. I don't know if it's the browser that's holding it back, but something is holding this back. But if you can try it yourself anyway, go to keysuggest.io and try it for yourself. And when you see those sort of 10 keywords they give you there, put them into your YouTube description. You don't need to do the KGR. Okay, I've got the KGR calculation tool here, but you don't need to do that. You can just take the keywords, sprinkle them through your description. That will get you more traffic as well, okay? Because if these are so easy to rank for, they're going to bring in traffic. The key thing here is to understand that the traffic volumes within Google search are nothing at all similar to what you find in YouTube. In fact, in YouTube, you often find it's much, much bigger. It's just so much bigger, so much higher. Okay, so putting them in there, you might find a nugget within that by doing that. Can give you a massive, massive advantage. Okay, so the other thing is to split test your thumbnails. Well, actually, before we go there, if you're using the timestamp tool, you will notice as well you can do closed captions, and you can do like a one-click upload, but you don't need to. If you don't know how to put closed captions, then use the software. It will basically go into your Google account, your YouTube account, and do it for you. But if you know how to do it, just copy and paste. Just put it in the TXT file and put it into the closed captions area. Okay, use them. It gives you an advantage. It does give you an advantage, specifically within YouTube.com. Okay, and it's a good thing to do. It's just get used to doing it. I should do it a lot more than what I do as well. But if there's a video that I really want to rank, then this is one of the things I would definitely recommend. Next thing is to split test thumbnails. Okay, sounds simple, and it is simple. A lot of people, they won't do it. And the reason we want to do that for this kind of strategy for the RankAttack SEO is because that is, we know that it's really important to get the CTR clicks, but you want to encourage the CTR clicks. There's 3 things that we can do. Okay, we can test with the text that we've got in there. Okay, we can test with the theme, whether that theme is going to be like headshot and specific colors or whatever it might be. You can find very, very good people on Fiverr that can create a theme that you will use for every single video, like the same kind of colors, etc., etc. If you look at people like Neil Patel, people like Brian Dean, you will see they've got the same theme colors for all the thumbnails all the time. And they've deliberately done it so they've got some contrast with the other results on that search page. Okay, they're deliberately doing it so it stands out. But you can see that they're using a theme, and that theme becomes instantly recognizable as well. It's kind of brand awareness in some ways as well. But what the main thing to test on this is adding a call to action. Why? Because we want to tell people what to do. We want to tell people, click here and get something. So you could do something like this. Click here and get a free SEO tool. Click here and get a free checklist. Click here now and get some free CTR credits. Okay, something like that. You want to give a call to action in there So you're actually giving them direction. You're telling them what to do. Okay, that will increase your click-through rate. It would definitely, by putting a CTA in your thumbnail, test it and see. These are the best practices for, improving. And small improvements, they build up. All those small improvements, they can build up all the time. Getting CTR clicks for keywords that you think haven't got traffic, it doesn't matter. It's a CTR click. Google is saying, well, this video seems popular, it's getting a lot of CTR clicks. Okay. And finally, the last thing I would suggest you do is go through the rank sculpting training. Everybody should have access to this now. Rank sculpting. Basically, what I did with this is I went through videos from top SEO guys that are successful in YouTube as well. Okay, specifically SEO people who are good in YouTube as well. Okay, people like Brian Dean and Neil Patel, and there was a whole bunch of them. I took some tips from all of them. I went through hundreds of videos. Now I've got something called the YouTube SEO checklist, which I created first. Okay, well, it's kind of, I can't see it from here. You can see it's got an opt-in gate. Well, it's kind of bigger, and I've taken all of the tips and put them in there. But what I've done with the rank sculpting course, and I was actually going to sell this for $300 or $297, is I've done a video in every section here. Okay, and you can see it's got video, it's got checklist, it's got video, it's got checklist for that video, it's got video, it's got bullet points. And this is a step-by-step system taken from the original YouTube SEO checklist. This is like, do these things. If you do these things, it will help you to get rankings. And this will basically show you, give you an insight into how those people are doing YouTube SEO. You will find that they actually, the very, very last thing that they do is create the video. They're actually optimizing the video before they've even created it. How are they optimizing it? Well, they're basically, the way that it's going to flow, the script they're going to use. Some people are working from a word-for-word script. Some people are working from bullet points. And then they kind of wing it from the bullet points, but the bullet points keep them on focused and keep them like on message. But you'll find people like Brian Dean, for example, he goes into a recording studio and he's got professional camera people there, and he's got a teleprint or whatever, and he's reading like one line at a time or one sentence at a time, and then they record the next part, and he just does it like that. So it's kind of fast and it's flowing and it's to the point, and it's got all the information it needs to without giving too much more. There's no sort of wandering off in the middle of the video like most of us do. He's just very, very disciplined with it. And that works really well for him. I mean, seriously well. He's got loads of videos and loads of traffic that are getting huge amounts of, social shares and more traffic coming in. They're just getting traffic all the time. And it's only the preparation. That's the biggest thing, is the preparation. It's all about preparation with this. Okay, that's what the most successful people are doing. You will see it time and time and time again. And if you go through that course, it will start to become evident when you go through the course. And the course is based on the tips that I picked up from those people. Okay, so there's some really good information there. And plus I put my own stuff in there as well, like the headline optimization and stuff like that. So that's basically all I wanted to cover. So we can go for any questions anybody has got. Okay, and if you want to get the 100 CTR credits, then if you leave us your email, then, or leave me your Skype ID, if you got Skype, then we can give you the 100 credits. Okay. It's for people who have not got SERP right now. If you've already got SERP right now, you're getting some extra credits. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys like 10% extra credits. So if you bought 50,000 credits, I'm going to give you 5,000 more. Because I released it before it was ready to be released. I didn't realize that the credit system wasn't, the IPN for the credit system wasn't working, and it took us about 3 days to get it fixed. So I'm going to give you some compensation for that sort of lost time. And the more people we get in there, the better. So you'll see me offering this 100 credits again and again and again as we try to get as many people in as possible. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to give this 100 credits later as part of an affiliate program, so you can offer the 100 credits in social networks and stuff like that. And if the people come in and they decide to buy more credits than stay in, then you will get an affiliate commission every time they buy in the future. So that's a kind of a cool thing to do as well. So we will have that set up. Sometime by the weekend, I hope. I'm still working on the traffic sculpting stuff before I can get free. Then I can spend a few days in SERP and within that Skype group and really push this kind of stuff forward. But this is just the core stuff. Okay, we can go deeper than this. We've got much more to come. That's me just scratching the surface here. When we get into webinar 2, webinar 3, webinar 4, webinar 5, we got more stuff that you probably haven't thought about, and that are just, shocking at times. The kind of results that you can get, and you can see just a simple little case study like this that you saw at the beginning here, how effective that is. That simple little strategy of just taking your keywords from your title or making sure you've got keywords within the title. So it's not just one keyword. Everybody is saying, oh, you better put your main keyword at the beginning of your title, and they stop there. Well, why stop there? You've got 100 characters to use for YouTube title. You've got 5,000 characters to use for YouTube description. Both of those can rank. You can use both of those. And we can use some hacks even in the description that I'll share later as well in webinar 2. Okay, I won't go into that today. See if we've got any questions. All right, see, Joy, is this the same course that you are selling? The RankAttack SEO, I did sell it at one point with the VidAttack Alpha. What I'm doing now is I will share the strategies freely, but you really need to be using either VidAttack or SERP for it to be able to take advantage of it. There's other people got similar tools now as well. There's a whole bunch of those tools come out recently. People are really focused on the technical side of things, where it's not, the rankings don't come from the technical side. The rankings come from doing common sense optimization, and all you're doing with the software is you're amplifying it. Okay, you're nudging. That's all we're doing, nudging, prodding and nudging. Then it takes off by itself. Okay. See what else we got in here. So you can use this strategy whether you're using any of those softwares or not. If you've got software like TubeKit, you can really amplify your optimization. You can see how important TubeKit can be now if you can see something as simple as this working. And the good thing is that you can actually start off optimizing your titles like this, and then later make them more sort of click friendly, make them more kind of enticing, like copywriting kind of titles. Once you've started to get the clicks, the CTRs for those keywords, once you've got the rankings and real traffic starts to come, well, when real traffic starts to come, it doesn't stop your ranking if you go and change your title, okay, as long as you're getting good engagement signals, because Google's basically looking and saying, is it, all it wants to know is it's serving the correct or the best content for that particular keyword. And so if you've got reasonable engagement signals, then that can help. It can really help. Okay, let's see. So you can use it, with or without software. But if you've got TubeKit, it's a major advantage. You can do other things in that tool as well. And Carrie, since your video started the viewing, 4 more views. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Carrie, does SERP do from Google SERP? It does from 4 search engines. SERP does from 4 search engines. This is the cool thing about this. Look, if I come in to edit a project, okay, and I'm doing CTR clicks, you can see down here the search engines. We've got Google, we've got YouTube, we've got Bing video, Yahoo, and Google video. what do we mean by Bing video, Yahoo video, and Google video? Well, if I go and do a search, okay, in Google, right, and I click on the videos here, well, that is Google video. Yahoo has the same, Bing has the same. Now, here's a cool thing a lot of people don't realize. This is what people don't know what they don't know, okay, is that if we're using Bing to do the CTR clicks, you're going to start ranking in Bing, okay? If you're doing Yahoo, you're going to start ranking in Yahoo. But the way we have built this to work is that it's going to do the CTR within the Bing search engine, and it's going to start watching the video, but it's going to click through to watch the video on YouTube. It's deliberately done like that. Why? Because Google likes it if you're bringing people from other platforms into Google platforms. So if you are bringing people from Bing search and they click from the Bing search to go and watch the video in YouTube, Google likes that. That's another kind of ranking factor thing happening. Okay, so all that kind of stuff is happening in the background. There's probably so many I don't remember them all. Okay, it's just things that we built upon over the years with RankAttack stuff, and as we started to add more stuff into it, different strategies and stuff that we added into it, those things we maintained, and I can't remember them all now. It's been, we've been doing this on and off for such a long time. Since 2014, I built the first version of RankAttack. It was called Search and Click Commando or something like that back in 2014. And it's got more and more popular, and you see some new tools and that coming out now. But it's the strategy. The tools are just amplifying. Okay, the tools are just nudging and prodding. It comes down to the quality of the content. But there's some neat things that we can do, and the software segment does help with it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm seeing the same questions again and again. I don't know if I've got something wrong with my questions here. This is, Joy, this is not traffic sculpting course. This is not traffic sculpting course. Traffic sculpting is for video ads. This is RankAttack strategy I've just shared with you. That's a core RankAttack SEO strategy that I've just covered. And that's a 2022 version of the core strategy. There's more to it. There's stuff, more ninja stuff that we can do from what you've seen today. So this is RankAttack SEO. Okay, and the Chrome extension has got rank sculpting, okay, which is different from traffic sculpting. This is specific for YouTube SEO, the rank sculpting. RankAttack SEO is when we're using the CTR clicks and we're using software like SERPattack and VidAttack. Those are involved with the RankAttack. That's why it's different from rank sculpting, because rank sculpting, everything could be natural. Let's see. Do we have a visual how all the tools and stuff work together? I've just done a Chrome extension with the traffic sculpting stuff, which a lot of the tools are working together. Okay, let me show you if I've got it here. I've just updated. I've been working on this for like 4 days now. There's a lot of videos in here. And I've gone through a sort of live step-by-step overview. Now this is using different tools, okay, at different times. This is using different tools at different times. This is kind of focused on paid traffic being there, but whether you're using paid or organic traffic, then it can apply to either, is what I mean. It doesn't have to be just for paid traffic. For example, okay, YouTube SEO checklist. Let's just open this up. This Chrome page. So if we're using Lead Blaster, then the one that I use to create these checklists. Okay, this is done by using Lead Blaster. We get an export file, a zip file that we upload into the Chrome store to create Chrome extensions. But these pages, they rank really well. I mean, really, really, really well. So if I go and search in Google for YouTube SEO checklist, you come down, you can see we're there, we're ranking, and above some very, very powerful competition here. Backlink going, Miles Becker and HubSpot, we're above them. Why? Because Google likes to rank its own properties. Okay, and I'll show you another example. If I click and if I do like ClickFunnels 2.0, and again, we're ranking for multiple keywords for these. That's another strategy, another time. I'll cover that another time. When I come down here, though, you will find Chrome extension. ClickFunnels 2.0 is probably quite a competitive keyword, I would imagine. And we're ranking there with no backlinks. It's just basic information. And I took the information from a video description that he did on his video that he was introducing ClickFunnels 2.0, the Russell Brunson video. I basically swiped his description and I put it into a checklist, and that page is ranking. Okay, so that's the power of things like Lead Blaster. Now, do they all work together? Well, we've got tools like WordPress Alpha that we do on landing pages. We've got tools for building email lists that can also have built-in traffic and rankings like Lead Blaster. So all of those together, I'm guessing the best way to see all that kind of stuff together is to get the traffic sculpting Chrome extension. Okay, you can, I'll give you the link for that if you want to get it now. You can just go and check it out. You really need the tools that come with it. If you haven't got the tools here, you really need the tools that come with it to benefit from that. We've got landing pages, we've got list building tools, we've got viral marketing tools, we've got email marketing system that I'm giving away as well within this system. So you really need all of it to make it work. It all works as part of the flow system. So I've been working on this kind of intensively for the last sort of 3 or 4 days, and I'm nearly finished it. I need some more videos that I need to do tonight, and then I'm going to do like a start to finish campaign in one video once I've got all these things set up. But as you go through that, you will start to see where we're using different parts, different tools that we got, like the Lead Blaster or WordPress Alpha or wherever it might be. Okay. See what else.
Yeah, I sent the checklist to everyone, Tony.
Oh, you did? Okay, right, okay. So I think that's all I've got right now. Anybody who doesn't have the rank sculpting checklist, that checklist I've just put in there, that is for the traffic sculpting, okay? But you also need the rank sculpting. Rank sculpting is a different one. Okay, this one here, that's for video optimization. I was going to sell this as $300. I might still sell it. I might stick it in the Warrior Plus, like $10 or $20 just for list build. Such a good cause, but you can install that one as well. And when you install, you will see it's going to ask you for an email address. If you sign up to that email address, then you'll start to notice over the next few days, once you get the time, I'm going to start to drop these little tips into the email autoresponder with little short videos and stuff as well, so you can get some good tips coming through that is not on necessarily on any checklist, etc. Just little things that might come to mind, some small things that you can go and test and see for yourself that it works and it can make a difference. Okay, Joy, there's been some delays in the support. I didn't actually get into support yesterday. I meant to get in last night, so that's probably why you haven't got a reply yet, because I wasn't around. I'll follow up with you. I'll go into the support sometime after the webinar today. I just didn't get time yesterday. I was trying to get this traffic sculpting video course done. I know that there was a few tickets for me to deal with, so my apologies. It's not the support person. He's actually prodding me and trying to get a hold of me, and sometimes I'm just like, I'm stuck, and I know that if I take myself away from what I'm doing, that I get distracted and the whole thing can just like fall apart that day until I can get to do another session. So I deliberately yesterday didn't go into support, because in the end I got something like 12 different videos done and I had to just get it done, so my apologies. Okay, so it's not the support person. 404 error. What are you clicking on? Are you clicking on for the Chrome extensions? It needs to be on a computer for you to be able to install. Yeah, well, this page is, and I'm refreshing the page. If you go to Google Chrome, or if you go, you can put this onto Google Chrome, you can put it onto Opera, Brave browser as well, and Microsoft Edge, and you can install Chrome extensions as well these days. So if you're using Chrome, you should be able to see this. Just doesn't, laptop should work, desktop should work. Anybody else got the same problem there? All right. Anyway, so anybody who hasn't seen the sort of easy words demo before, it's kind of shocking at first when you see it, because you start to realize how simple SEO can be on YouTube if you just know what to do. Okay, and this kind of thing didn't come from being clever. It came from doing the CTR stuff over years, that we just started to notice some trends and started to notice some stuff. So use it, it works. Okay, just use it, it works, and get those CTR clicks for those keywords, even if they're easy keywords, get them. It will help you. Okay, if you really want to bulk it up, you want to do some bulk retention views, and then if you got some sort of harder keywords to rank for within your title, like YouTube SEO 2022, for example, then this is how you do it. Okay, this is how you do it. You get those bulk retention views. It's just triggering algorithms, and the more algorithms you can trigger, then the more traffic you can get. Okay, that's why we're calling this series YouTube traffic hacks. Okay, and you can really take advantage of this. Okay, once I done, I would maybe just restart Chrome and try again. Go to Microsoft Edge as well, if you've got Microsoft Edge, or if you've got Opera browser, and just put that link into one of those, maybe just the browser. Maybe you got something in your browser that's preventing it from opening. But if you open in Microsoft Edge, for example, or Opera, then it will work. Another browser you can try is Brave browser. It's got a kind of orange-red sort of icon that you can see. That you can install the Chrome extensions as well. I use Opera quite often. I use Microsoft Edge more and more as well now. In fact, I confuse myself because I never remember what's got what. And I've got loads of tabs open in different browsers. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to cover for today. Now, if you're giving us some details to contact you, if you haven't got traffic, if you haven't got the SERP-Attack, I should say, we will give you 100 credits, okay? And if you are part of SERP-Attack, I will be in the group. I'm hoping to get in there tonight. I just want to finish some stuff that I need to get done. Then I can focus on SERP-Attack for a few days, and we can start to build it up, and we can start to get some affiliate links where you can give out some credits, go and share it. And if people stay in, you get paid, okay? You will get paid. So we can start that kind of thing off and get it kicked off. And the more people we get into SERP-Attack, the better it's going to be, because then we can start to use the home IPs once we get, a few hundred people in. And it won't take long to build up if we can get everybody sharing the links, just giving out some credits, okay? Should be quick and easy to be able to do that. And we can build up that membership and build up access to those home IPs. And the more people that we've got in using the home IPs, then what we can do then is we can actually get them to watch your videos within their YouTube accounts, the proper YouTube accounts within their browser, okay? And they can do some social shares from there. Any video on YouTube has got some social sharing underneath. If I open this, and we've got the share button, we can have like shares like this done for Twitter, different places, Facebook, etc., anywhere we can do a social link. But these are real. You can have real, so thumbs up and all that kind of stuff as well. Okay, so you can, we can do that, but we need the bigger membership. We need to grow. We sold about 70 copies, and we haven't got anything. The last time I looked in the Skype group, it wasn't anywhere near that amount of people in the Skype group. I'm not quite sure why. I think people just bought it before the deadline, and while they had bought it before the deadline, I think they just thought, I will get to that later. So they haven't yet come into the Skype group. And I haven't been in there myself too much because I've been trying to finish off the traffic sculpting stuff. But if I can get that finished tonight, I'll be in the Skype group either tonight or tomorrow morning my time. Okay. Yeah, RankAttack is it's different from traffic sculpting, completely different. This one is for YouTube SEO. Okay, tell me who enjoyed that little demo for the ranking. Kind of interesting, isn't it? And not many people know about that. Really, not a lot of people know about that. And it's very simple to do. You can use that again and again and again. It will work every single time. Yeah. Okay. So now you've got something good from being here. So congratulations. That's good. Now use it and use it to your advantage. Now you know why it's there, why we're doing it as well. You've got the bigger picture. And now that you've got the bigger picture, you will start to understand future training that we do for YouTube traffic hacks. So the next time we do this, we're going to do like one a week. Okay. It might not be in the same day every week, but I will do one a week so that we can go through all sort of 5 RankAttack SEO strategies. There's actually 5 variations of this. But next week I want to go into description optimization. Okay. Before I do that though, let me give you a link. This is from Brian Dean, and Brian has basically, he's basically created a description template that you can use. So grab this while you can, because his stuff is always good. Always, always, always good. Yeah, I'll put the link in there. You click on the link, you can get his description template. And what we'll do next time is we'll look at how to optimize descriptions so that we can get 10 times more traffic, 10x strategy to get more traffic. Super simple stuff. Again, just little hacks, little things that we've noticed over the years that we've been, picked up upon, mainly from using VidAttack, which now SERPAttack is a better version. And somebody was asking me the other day, can we get a discount because we got VidAttack? Well, we're not actually selling SERPAttack. We're always selling is credits. We're not selling the software. So the credits that we have got is still the old pricing. I haven't changed it yet because I haven't had time yet to go in there, but I will change it when I've got time, probably tomorrow, I guess. But that's, those are very, very, very affordable prices for those credits. And I wasn't joking when I said that if you wanted just to do CTR, you've got enough credits there to last a lifetime. But the real strategy is in the bulk retention views. So I put my money where my mouth is. Some people will do just CTR. Good, fair enough, I don't mind. But once you start to see the possibilities, and as we go through these 5 strategies that I'm going to share with you, and go deeper and deeper and deeper, your eyes will open wider and wider when you see things in action, when you see possibilities that you want to do the bulk views. Okay, so if you're doing 1,000 bulk views, that's 50 campaigns. If you've got 50,000 views, okay. All right, so that's all I've got for now, guys. Okay, and I'll see you in the next webinar. For this will be sometime next week. Just keep an eye out on the emails and keep an eye in the groups as well. If you're in the SERP group, I will put this replay in there today. And I did a video as well that I forgot to put into the SERP group. I did a video 2 days ago. I need to put in there as well so you can get some idea about the strategy we're using there. But this is a kind of advanced version of that. This is the core RankAttack SEO strategy. And this has been working for years. It works like gangbusters. Okay, and just get used to using the easy keyword, and you will start to see everything else fall into place from that point forward. Okay, thank you. If Robert has got you very fast.
As well. Yeah, I'll add you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. See you later.